Hello from Jonathan and from me. Welcome to the programme.
First, the landmark decision that could spell a huge change in the way our hospitals are run.
In the past couple of hours, it's been confirmed that Circle Healthcare Partnership is set to become the first private company in the country to run an NHS hospital.
Well, that hospital is Hinchingbrooke in Huntingdon, and with debts of 40 million, the spotlight will be firmly on Circle to see if it can succeed where the National Health Service has failed.
Well, Emma Baker is at Hinchingbrooke this evening. Emma, just how important is this decision?
Well, Becky, this really is very important indeed, not just for patients here at Hinchingbrooke, but really for anyone who uses the NHS right the way across the country. If I can just pan the camera around to show you the number of different media outlets who are covering this story here today, that is because this really is a radical move. This company is now set to be the first private company ever to run an NHS hospital. We now know that Circle is the chosen one. Now, if they make it work, this could pave the way for many other hospitals around the country, possibly to follow in their footsteps. It's been a 16-month search, but now the NHS thinks it's found what it's looking for: Circle Healthcare Partnership. It's fought off the competition and won the chance to turn Hinchingbrooke Hospital around. Circle has been running this NHS treatment centre for the last 2.5 years. On average, it sees around 120,000 patients every year, all coming here for a variety of different treatments, from operations to day surgeries to clinics. Now Circle says it wants to use that experience here at Hinchingbrooke.
Is he all right today?
Yes, I hope so.
OK, lovely.
Be better when it's finished.
You will. OK, we'll take you through then. OK.
200,000 patients a year use this hospital. Today it was the turn of May Arnold from Littleport. For her, like many others, it's the doctors and nurses and not who's in charge that matters.
I don't even think about it really, don't that much. You know, I just come and have what's got to be done and, you know, I don't worry about the management.
So what will happen when Circle take on the franchise? There are many things that will stay the same. The staff will still be working for the NHS, paid by the NHS under NHS terms and conditions. The buildings and the assets of the hospital will still be owned by the NHS, and crucially, it will remain an NHS service, free at the point of delivery. But the multi-million-pound budget will go to Circle. They'll then be responsible for managing the staff and facilities. If they succeed in making it more efficient and compete with other hospitals to get more patients, they'll end up with money to spare, thus allowing them to pay back the debt and make a profit. What happens if this doesn't work?
Well, we've selected Circle on the basis that it will work, but if it doesn't work, then regulators will step in and ensure services continue to be provided at Hinchingbrooke.
The move is a controversial one, but many are now resigned to the situation.
We've always been, in principle, opposed to this process that has been adopted in Hinchingbrooke. But we've now arrived at a decision. We are welcoming the new contractor. We are going to work with them, and we're going to work positively and constructively, because together we're all in it for the same reasons, which is to provide the best quality of care we can for our local community and our local patients.
So what happens next? Well, Circle's full business case will go forward to the Department of Health next Tuesday for approval. This is likely to take around 2 months. If the government gives the go-ahead, the contract should be awarded around the 1st of February. Circle will then take over the running of the hospital on the 1st of June. Many will be watching the process here at Hinchingbrooke closely. It's widely believed if this succeeds, it will open the way for other struggling hospitals to follow suit in the future. Emma Baker, Anglia News, Huntingdon.
So then, now we know which company is the preferred bidder, but there are still many questions about how the hospital will be run day to day and what patients can expect.
A little earlier, I spoke to Ali Parser from Circle and started by asking him how a company could justify making a profit from the NHS.
We are, first of all, we are a social enterprise, and we have always taken our surplus and put it back into the services that we provide for our patients, and we intend to do so for at least the very first, for the long term and the foreseeable future. But more importantly, we need to move away from the dogma around the delivery of healthcare in here. People need healthcare that is free at the point of delivery and universal, and at high quality. We need innovations to make this healthcare sustainable, and whether that is delivered by the state or the social enterprises like us, or by the charity, by the voluntary sector or the private sector, it's almost irrelevant.
What changes will you be making? Are you able to make redundancies?
Look, we will be keeping terms and conditions of the National Health Service. Where we have taken over facilities, actually we have always grown our staff and the services that we have delivered to our patients. Let's not be pessimistic about this. This is a great optimistic moment where we can do something exceptional for the people of Huntingdon with the help of the local community. Remember who selected us. It was the local community, and it's a big vote of confidence to the local nurses and the doctors that we believe, and healthcare professionals in general, that we are now going to allow them to be in charge of the delivery of the service that they actually work on.
Mr. Parser, thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you so much.
And of course, we'll be keeping an eye on what happens next at Hinchingbrooke.
Yes. It's 7 minutes past 6. On to the rest of the day's news now. How he pointed a lock knife at the man he's accused of killing.
Carl Wills went into the witness box as the defence began to present its case. He's on trial for the murder of the French chef Reynald Duchene following a classical concert in Southend's Priory Park in June. Tom Barton was in court for us again.
This is the 8th day Paula Haddlesey, seen on the right here, has been at court in Chelmsford for the trial of the man accused of murdering her fiancé. Today, for the first time, she heard the defendant, Carl Wills, give his account of what happened on the night of June 26th this year. Reynald Duchene was killed by a single knife wound to the heart. The jury has already heard that 22-year-old Wills was pestering Mr. Duchene's fiancée for picnic chairs as the couple left a concert in Southend. Mr. Duchene chased him away and the pair became involved in a confrontation. Carl Wills said he pulled out a knife that I had on me. Tracy Ayling QC for the defence asked what sort of knife. He said a lock knife. How big was the knife? Asked Miss Ayling. Wills replied, I estimate 10 centimetres. Miss Ayling then asked Wills why he was carrying a knife. He said it's because I've been jumped and attacked quite a number of times. He added that the purpose of carrying the knife was to warn people away. Wills then demonstrated to the jury how he'd held the knife out in front of him towards Mr. Duchene. Carl Wills said he told the man to stay away from me. I was hoping he'd leave me alone, go away and walk off. Miss Ayling asked, what did happen? Wills replied, he carried on running at me. Wills told the jury he didn't realise Mr. Duchene had died until he read about it in the local newspaper the following Monday. He said he felt sick. Tom Barton, Anglia News, Chelmsford.
A report commissioned by Unison has revealed that 3,400 jobs are likely to be cut